Coast Guard District Southwestern Mindanao traces its humble beginning on March 1, 1968, when it was formerly known as 3rd Coast Guard District. It was located at Naval Station Romulos Holden Bagong Calarian, Zamboanga City. On year 2000, 3rd Coast Guard District was renamed to Coast Guard District Southwestern Mindanao. Its area of responsibility covers the maritime waters of Region 9 Zamboanga Peninsula (RMN), part of Region 10, and part of Region 12. Coast Guard District Southwestern Mindanao has been operating with 10 provinces, 4 cities, 52 coastal municipalities, 231 coastal barangays with a total of 72,000 square nautical miles of maritime area, and 3,520 nautical miles of coastlines. The Coast Guard Southwestern Mindanao has a mission to promote safety of life and property at sea, safeguard the marine environment and resources, enforce all maritime laws, and undertake other activities in support of the PCG mission. Functions: Maritime safety or MARSAF ensures seaworthiness of vessel leaving ports through NPDI, VSEI, and ERE. Operate and maintain lighthouse stations and buoys. Issues permit on salvage operations. Maritime security or MARSEC conduct regular patrols and surveillance for the safety of navigation of ships, to safeguard ships from illegal acts and to promote freedom navigation. Maritime Search and Rescue or MARSER maintain constantly manned watch centers that operates 24 hours a day, continuously monitoring distress frequencies and conducting coastal foot and seaborne patrol within the area of responsibility. Maritime Law Enforcement or MALEN is to implement laws on fisheries, immigration, tariff and customs, forestry, firearms and explosives, human trafficking, dangerous drugs and controlled chemicals, and to implement the revised penal code and all other applicable laws within the country's maritime jurisdiction, and battle transnational crimes. Marine environmental protection, conduct of marine pollution monitoring and control, enhancement of PCG capability and oil spill response, operations and enforcement of all marine environmental laws and regulations. Islamic terrorist groups have been known to use the myriad waterways of Mindanao in transporting their personnel and firearms, as well as in undertaking income-generating ventures like extortion and kidnapping activities. With these events that has been happening on our coastal waters, Coast Guard District Southwestern Mindanao has intensified its security in ports, marine environment, and coastline, and will continue to hold its mandate by ensuring safe, clean and secure maritime environment. Records indicate that illegal recruiters utilize seaports as exit points for their illegally recruited or trafficked victims. Their victims are being brought to the southernmost part of the country, particularly the areas of Palawan, Zamboanga City, and Bambotoy-Tawi, which are the preferred staging areas or jump-off points to destinations such as Malaysia, Indonesia, and Brunei. The proximity of these areas to Malaysia plus the wide coastlines that are hard to police and regulate makes human trafficking a thriving business in the country. Recruits come from Luzon, Visayas and Mindanao. Malaysian fishing vessels, locally known as Tampasaks shrimp trawlers, frequent the waters of Toy-Tawi, particularly Baguan Island and Turtle Island, due to the proximity to the home base of said fishing vessels. Taganak in Toy-Tawi is 20 nautical miles away from Sandakan, Malaysia, and due to the alleged protection given to these boats by local officials and law enforcers. These boats are usually manned either by Filipino or Indonesian fishermen, and are said to be owned by rich Chinese and Malaysian residents of Sandakan. Aside from poaching, the use of destructive fishing practices is a threat to the rich marine fishing grounds in Sulawesi waters, as a large marine eco-region with an exceptionally abundant marine biodiversity. Blast or dynamite fishing is the most prevalent illegal fishing method used by fishermen from nearby island provinces of Tawi, Sulu and Basilan. Cross-border smuggling is a problem in the Sulawesi, which separates the southern Philippine region of Mindanao from Malaysia. The acceptance, tolerance or recognition of local government units apparently afforded to their constituents engaged in trading goods obtained from Sabah is no doubt a huge factor why cross-border smuggling in the south persists. From the simple concept of barter trading, the activity has been transformed to an unregulated business ventures that has become disadvantageous, if not a serious threat, to the key sectors, particularly agriculture and manufacturing industries.
Sacks of sugar, which was intercepted by the Coast Guard under Coast Guard Captain Koime.
Then based on the outward manifest, it was reported around 6,000 sacks of sugar on board. But based on the receipts delivered on board, 5,000.
The Customs and the Coast Guard when it comes to this in despite luggage smuggling.
Coast Guard District Southwestern Mindanao area has 3 beach attractions, namely Malamawi Island, Island, and Santa Cruz Island. These famous spots have been drawing both local and foreign. The yearly influx of tourists in these famous coastal tourist spots requires strong presence of the PCG to ensure their safety and security. Coast Guard District Southwestern Mindanao has been operating in vast areas with 9 stations, namely Coast Guard Station Zamboanga, Coast Guard Station Sulu, Coast Guard Station Central Tawi, Coast Guard Station Basilan, Coast Guard Station Zamboanga, Delsar, Coast Guard Station Sibugay, Coast Guard Station Cotabato, Coast Guard Station Northern Tawi and Coast Guard Station Western Tawi with 34 substations. These stations are performing the mandated functions of PCG on maritime safety, maritime search and rescue, maritime security, marine, environmental protection, and maritime law enforcement in end view to make our maritime environment safe, clean and secure. Coast Guard District Southwestern Mindanao has a total of 848 personnel. This includes the OPCAN personnel. Search and rescue are one of the major functions of the PCG. To ensure fast response, various floating assets such as multi-role response vessel, monitoring, control and surveillance vessels, aluminum boats and rigid hull inflatable boat are at disposal of Coast Guard District Southwestern Mindanao. Coast Guard District Southwestern Mindanao has different types of communication equipment, which is significant in up-to-date status of Coast Guard stations and Coast Guard substations and any relevant activity or incident occurring on distant areas. Shows the range of communication frequency covering the communication installed at Lapaz, Zamboanga, Kalimbang Hulu and Toli-Tali. These 4 AM communication stations have the capability to monitor the 3 major international traditional sea routes in southwestern Mindanao: Cavite Passage, Basilan Strait and Moro Gulf. International ships flying these routes are being challenged through voice radio using VHF marine band. Ships with slow speed and low freeboard are categorized in a high risk. Guards are then alerted once these high-risk ships are transiting in the identified international sea routes. Upon the declaration of martial law in the entire Mindanao by the President, Philippine Coast Guard was tasked the control and supervision of ports and ship security operations, also known as Captain of the Port, with due authority under DOTR Department Order 2017-008. In line with that responsibility, Coast Guard District Southwestern Mindanao personnel conduct routine security management procedures from all individuals entering and leaving ports all over its area of responsibilities. Having the mandates in implementing maritime safety and coastal security all over the Philippine archipelago, Coast Guard District Southwestern Mindanao provides local or foreign tourists visiting various white sand beaches with necessary assistance, safety and security services such lifeguarding and maritime patrol. This is to ensure that they have a great time during their stay and to help in the promotion of ecotourism of southwestern Mindanao.